What's going on, everybody? Welcome to No Huddle. Training camps are open. The pads are coming on soon. We already have contract disputes, major injuries, quarterback competitions, and some surprising roster moves developing around the league. I'm going to give you the strongest stories from the past week without dragging us through every minor roster move from all 32 teams. Then we'll open the phone lines and let you take over the show. No timeouts, no excuses. Let's roll. Welcome back, everybody. I'm 401 Rated Jeff. Tonight, we're going to cover the biggest NFL stories from Friday, July 24th through today, July 31st. Now just down to the news that gives us the best discussion instead of reading every small transaction by team. So make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notifications, and tell us which team you represent if you're in the chat. I know a lot of you guys in here are Raider fans. But if you're a fan of one of the other 31 teams in the NFL, make sure you put it in the chat what team you're repping. And my Raider fan friends, if anybody's in here from like the Broncos, the Chiefs, or the Chargers, cut them some slack. Let them go. I'm trying to get NFL fans in here. So let's get this started. So this is one that I kind of added last minute because I saw it pop up. So I'm like, I got to put this one in here. So we're going to start with Tony Romo. So he's been placed on a leave from CBS Sports until further notice. So following his arrest last week in Wisconsin on suspicion of operating a vehicle while intoxicated. According to authorities, Romo was stopped on July 23rd, showed signs of possible impairment, and performed poorly during the field sobriety test. An open alcoholic beverage container was also reportedly discovered inside the vehicle. He has a court appearance on September 21st. So CBS has announced that they're going to suspend him or place him on leave until further notice. But they also announced today that J.J. Watt is going to temporarily join Jim Nantz and Tracy Wolfson on its number one NFL broadcast team. So Romo's being replaced by J.J. Watt. So obviously Romo is entitled to legal process, but CBS has decided to remove him from the broadcast while the situation plays out. So here's a question for the chat. Did CBS make the correct decision by placing Tony Romo on a leave, or should it have waited until the legal process was completed? So tell me what you guys think. Whether you think it was the right decision or not. I mean, I personally don't think it was the wrong decision. I made mention of this It was either last night with Nate or oh, no, I think I followed. I said something in a chat, I think, or something like that. And I said, don't be surprised if he gets suspended from CBS or loses his job. And what happens today? He gets replaced and he gets put on a leave. So I was right. So we'll see how this plays out for him. So I don't feel bad for him. It's his own dumbass mistake. Of course, it's the allegedly stuff until it's proven in a court, but still, I yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like all that money. Hey, Tanner Jack, you're in here from the beginning of the show. Good for you, man. Just started. Perfect timing. You didn't get in at the end. So let's check in. Let's see who's here with us tonight. So we got Tokyo Raiders in the house. A.O. Anthony's here. Silver and Facts. And yes, I got my full large iced Dunkin' Donuts coffee. My wife's out right now, so I got another one coming. I have a feeling it might be one of those kind of shows tonight. Let's see. Jack Kostafe's here. What's up, my guy? Let's see. Who else popped in? Let's see. Tanner Jack is here. Yep. Let's see. Can never be sure these Albert. He's talking about the image. AO's, yeah, it's Tony Romo. He put that up the day I think he got arrested when the news came out. Romo ain't coming back if JJ is filling in and he ends up being found guilty. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be coming back. I would be surprised. If he gets convicted of this or they find him guilty, he's probably not going to have a job with CBS. Nobody's going to touch him probably for a while. Yeah, I think J.J. Watt's going to be pretty decent for them. So, I mean, they think so too, or they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have put him on the number one broadcast if there were any uncertainties. Yeah, all that money and he still drives. Let's see. Yeah, I'm done with that kid. Let's see. Hobo Raiders here. The double C ain't playing for another hour, so I can hang out for a bit. Ah, cool. Ricky Beers, I love how you're on time, Jeff. Accountability, old school shit. Dude, I waited until it clicked down to like 5 seconds, and I hit the go live button because I know it takes about that long before it fully pops to show that I'm on live. So I had a time perfect tonight. I was sitting here like 10 minutes before just doing some final touches on stuff. So anybody that messaged me or texted me in that last few minutes, if I didn't get back to you, sorry, I'll get back to you afterwards. So Tokyo Raider, Ricky B. Beers, yeah. Jack Kennett's in the house. What's up, Jack? Let's see. Did you see the AI edit of Romo doing it? Yes, I saw that. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I thought that was great. I'm going to cover that a little bit. Well, I mean, really not cover it. I mean, there's not much to say. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything on the injury. I heard it reported earlier today, and then I saw a couple other people commented on it. So I'm like, all right, this has legs. It is a legit thing. So this isn't really one of the things I had on the topic tonight, but I will bring this up right now. So those of you that don't know, Kwity Paye left practice early today with the trainer. He walked off the field, and in his place, Malcolm Kuntz stepped up and took over his first team reps. So there's no word on what the injury is. If it is an injury, they're not sure. I mean, I'm hoping it's nothing serious. Like the comment I said last night with Nate, the biggest thing I take from these early stages of training camp is seeing no injuries. And then what happens today, it's like, shit, did I just curse us? So I don't know the full extent what it is. If it's dehydration, I'm not worried about it. That's nothing a simple IV can't fix. And, get some more water in you and some rest overnight tonight, and you should be back with no problem if that's the case. I hope it's nothing serious. If you're looking for non-football content to discuss once in a while, the whole Caitlin Clark thing would be good. Yeah, her and Sophie Cunningham, those two are. Did you see that they have the highest selling jerseys for the WNBA right now? A lot of people are pissed about that. I don't know why, but let's see. I heard it was dehydration and they were just being cautious. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Bueno? Hey, Bueno, yeah, here at the start of the show. Awesome. So good for you. Don't be late next time. Bubble gullitis. Yeah, right? Yeah. So that's what happened with Tony Romo. So he's been replaced. Anybody that missed it, he's been replaced on the CBS's #1 game program with J.J. Watt. So it'll be, what did I say? It was Nance. It'll be, Jim Nance, J.J. Watt, and Tracy Wolfson. She's the sideline reporter for CBS's #1 NFL broadcast team. So, and again, what comes of it with Romo? If he gets found guilty or whatever, he probably won't be back. That will probably be the end of him. So let's get into the other news that's been going on. So this is going to be training camp news from July 24th, which was last Friday when I did my last show, till today. There's been a lot of news, so there's a lot of meat and potatoes in this one tonight, I think. So we're going to start off with the first one that I think has got the most legs out of out of any of these off-season, not off-season, well, it is still off-season, any of these discussions going on with possible contract disputes, unhappy players. So this one here with Vita Vea. Now, this one concerns us as Raider fans because we're kind of in the latest talks with this too. Like he's stated the Raiders as one of the teams. He wants to go to a West Coast team, basically a California team. So that leaves him 3 options there, or the Raiders. So he wants to go to 49ers, Rams, Chargers, or the Raiders. So he wants to be on the west side of the West Coast. Notice how he didn't say Seattle, which is kind of odd, or Arizona. Well, I can see why he wouldn't want to go to Arizona. But so defensive tackle Vita Vea has reportedly requested a trade during a contract dispute with them. He doesn't have any guaranteed money. So that's pretty much what started all this. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, who's now one of my favorite WNBA players now because of this. I've always been a big Raider Jeff fan. Thank you, Caitlin Clark, with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. You're welcome here anytime, sweetheart. So again, he's not just another defensive lineman. He's a centerpiece for Tampa Bay's front, and he could be the same for any team that he goes to. So he takes on multiple blockers. He collapses the middle of the pocket and creates opportunities for everyone around him. So just think what a guy like with him and his ability could do for Kwity Paye coming off the edge, Max Crosby coming off the edge, and then you throw in Crawford into the mix, Kuntz into the mix, our linebackers we have. You know, this can change because he would be the best defensive lineman we'd have on the roster at that point, hands down, no questions asked. So the Buccaneers basically have 3 choices: pay him, let the dispute continue, or seriously listen to trade offers. He's also dealt with some back discomfort during conditioning, which adds another issue for any team considering him. So he does have some sort of a little bit of a back issue. I don't think it's that severe, but it is something to take into consideration any of the teams that he's looking to be traded to. So they're also dealing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are also dealing with questions about Baker Mayfield's contract. So the organization doesn't want 2 major cornerstones of their team, having these issues. You got your quarterback, your starting quarterback, and you got your starting defensive tackle that's a disruptive force out there. So you don't want these disputes hanging over you during the entire training camp. So you gotta take care of at least one of them, so then you can direct all your attention to the other. So my question for you guys is, if you run Tampa Bay, if you're the GM for Tampa Bay, do you pay Vita Vea, trade him, or make him play under the current deal? And another question, which one of the 2 do you address first? Do you address Baker Mayfield's issue first and get him under contract and sealed up? Or do you take care of the Vita Vea situation? Because you got to pick one that you got to get done. You can't have both of these things hanging over you. So for me, if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm finding a way to keep him. Players with his size, his ability, then they don't show up every year. Like these aren't guys that just, show up and they're like, oh yeah, this guy's just like him. They're extremely difficult to replace, basically. So Tampa Bay would have a hard time replacing him. Let's put it that way. So they would have to wait for either a draft pick or another veteran that's either let go or, gets cut, doesn't want to play for a team, and then they end up in a trade situation where they're trying to get the same type of guy. But again, if the relationship's broken, that's a lot. That's tough to repair. It's tough. It's really tough to repair something like that. So they just can't let this be a season-long issue, basically. Let's see. Sophie Cunningham. Oh, my other favorite. I never missed the 401 Rated Jeff show with the $2 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you also. There is a rumor out there, Tokyo Raider, that we did make an offer. How true it is, I don't know. And what the offer actually is, I have no clue. I haven't seen anything on it. If anybody knows of anything, let me know. Put it in the chat. Send me a link, whatever. I'll bring it up and I'll make sure that it's legit before we really dig into it. But over the weekend, more may come out because they're going to want to get this settled. Everybody that's involved. If any teams are talking to them, they're going to want to get this done because they're going to want to get it done before the other teams have a chance to really think about it. Let's see. You got to address it. And that's how I feel. I think you got to take care of your quarterback first. That's the most important thing. So Hobo says take care of Baker first. Jack says take care of the QB. I trade Baker and Vea to the Raiders for Aiden O'Connell and a 6th-round pick. If we didn't have Cousins and Fernando already, I'd say go for it. Because I'll tell you what, I would have rather gone into the season with Baker Mayfield and not draft Mendoza. 6th-round pick. Yeah, always QB first. I agree 100%. Baker said he's not making a deal this year after training camp starts. He's going to get franchise tag next year. And then he'll be in another dispute with them next year, too, because he's not going to want that. Although I'm sure the franchise tag on a quarterback, that could still be a pretty damn good contract. But probably not near as much as what he wants. Because remember, it's an average at the top 10 in that position. Which will be right about what they offered him anyway, probably. Even if they trade Baker, they got to deal with his situation first. Well, they also have to figure out what they got for him. I don't even know who's there as backup anymore. But see, the thing with Baker is he's a scrambler. He can get out of situations. So if the offense is breaking down, granted, we're already expecting our offense to be better this year. I sure as hell am. With the guys, the skill level of guys we brought in, even a rookie, the guys that were already there, and with a new head coach. Offensive line coach. That makes all the difference in the world, also too. I think. So we're going to get into the next news here. So the next one is Chris Olave. So he just landed a massive extension. So he just got he's the wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints. So he just signed a 4-year extension that can reportedly reach $132 million to be their top wide receiver. Now, the Saints have had a little bit of a rocky start to their camp and everything. So Olave's talented. He's a talented route runner who creates separation and will give New Orleans an established offensive weapon. So he has been since he's been there. Now, their big question is their quarterback situation. And I know they got Tyler Shook down there, and that's kind of the odds-on favorite. I know a lot of the fans down there like him too. So the Saints clearly decided on a young receiver entering his prime instead of risking another explosive, expensive negotiation later. So they took care of their young guy for 4 more years. Now, keep in mind, now they've also Taysom Hill is gone now. So he was another big fan favorite. So he's out of there. And we're going to get into some of the injuries, too, because they got hit with an injury. Now, the whole NFC South has been just walloped with major injuries. Let's see. We said Gino could scramble, too. Yeah, true. But I've seen Baker scramble. I've seen Max try and chase him. And I could see the frustration in Max when the last game against Tampa in Tampa Bay. I can't tell you how many times, if you watch that game, Max had him for a big loss in the backfield, but could not contain him. every time he got a hand on him, he still weaseled his way out of it. He's going to be 32. He won't be the scrambler he used to. Still looks it to me. What's up, Alfredo? What's going on? Let's see. I was shocked by Olave. He's good, but he's not the second coming of T.O. He's getting paid way too much. I don't think so. I'd take Olave on our team in a heartbeat. He's better than any receiver we have on our roster right now. Tyler Shook has been good. The Saints are better than people think, minus some of the injuries they have. Off the top of my head, I don't know about Kamara. I don't know where the hell he ended up. I'm not sure 100% on that. So the debate with Olave is whether his production availability justify top level receiver money. So when a team pays more than $30 million per season, the expectations change immediately. The expectations for him to be the top dog out there are extremely high. So let me ask you guys a question here. Is the Olave contract worth it, or do you think it's too much? I think Hobo's going to say it's too much based on his take on him. But do you guys think it was too much for him? Again, it's $132 million for a 4-year extension. Let's see. Didn't the Saints also draft that kid out of Arizona? That was the best wide receiver in terms of talent as well. Concussions on Olave. Yeah, you're right. So Alfredo says too much. I'm not sure who they drafted. I know some stuff about other teams off the top of my head. Something like that, I wouldn't know who exactly they drafted. Let's see. Jack Kenneth says too much. Bruno says too much. Okay. All right, so the consensus in the chat is definitely too much. Yeah, Hobo, it's too much. He's good, but doesn't always give it his best. He's known to give up on 50-50 balls at times. Plus, Saints been in cap hell. Yeah, they have been. Yeah, been. So, I mean, with New Orleans, the logic is to lock down the weapon now and continue building the quarterback situation around him. But he will be judged like one of the elite receivers now because of this contract. Sorry, wife just came back. I had to give her the update on the dogs. My daughter and my son-in-law are up in Maine right now, so we've got their dog. They normally take her. Their dog is Kimber. Our dog is Gracie. They normally take her to Maine, but she's got a torn ACL, and she has to have surgery in like another week or two. So they didn't want to bring her up there because his brother and their kids, and it's just going to be too much for her. It's wide open. I mean, they got acre upon acre up there of land. So when she goes up, she just takes off and runs everywhere. She loves it. But they didn't want to risk taking her up there this time, so it sucks. So she stayed back here with us, and she's been whining all day because she knows her mom and dad aren't home. She watched them pack the car, so she knows that they went away. And she's heartbroken right now. She's been sitting behind me whining most of the show. I'm sure you could probably hear her in the background when she just went outside. Let's see. There was a 4-week stretch last year where Olave and Shook were putting up big, and they were having a connection, that's why for them to solidify that wide receiver spot, by getting him. Fucking Facebook did it again. They removed my life from Facebook. I go through this every week with Facebook whenever I do a show. This one specifically. And they nail me for intellectual properties. They claim the song, and it was something else too. And I have to dispute with them every week. I have to send them a message and let them know that the song is an original done by me. It is not a copywritten song. It is my music. I made the music myself. And the video was a self-made video. I don't say that I say that I made it, but it's not me. It's my buddy Dave. So you see him in the chat every now and then. he's the one that made the video. So I said the video was made. It's not one that we copied from somewhere else. It's an authentic made video. It's a one of a kind, you know. But I have to dispute with them every week, and what it ends up doing is it ends up stopping my video from being shown. So it starts off playing, and then after about 5 minutes or so, they shut it down on me, and it pisses me off. And I just got the message now that they removed the video. Every fucking week. Every week. Every week. It's annoying. It just wastes my time. Just wastes my time. I mean, at this point, I'm just, and I was getting a lot of views on Facebook, and now all of a sudden I'm not getting any because every time I throw a video up there, you know, whenever I do a live show and feed it to Facebook, they pull it. So it's aggravating. I don't know what else to do. I honestly don't. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, they're anti-me big time. What's up, Barney? It's all AI controlled. And it pretty much is. That's what they say, too. It's like it's all automated. It's not a human that handles that crap. I got banned from Instagram for nothing. Facebook is also owned by Meta. Yes, it is. Meta are Chacha fans. That's Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. I love how they say that, though. They'll come out and they'll say, ask, see why. And then I look and it's like, you know, copyrighted music. I'm like, copyrighted music? It's mine. I made it. I came up with the music, the whole 9 yards. It's like, are you kidding me? Get out of here. You know? So we're going to move on to the next topic here. So the next topic is Deebo Samuel goes back to San Francisco. Now, I wonder how overweight he showed up. I'm curious to see what he looks like. So he's returning to the 49ers on a 1 year. So it's basically a prove it to me, you know, a show me type contract for $7 million. And if you look through their injury list, it makes sense why they probably brought him back because A, he's familiar with the system. He's got continuity with with Brock Purdy. And I made mention of this last night too. If they use him like they used to use him, where he ran the ball a lot too, with fragile little McCaffrey back there, that could also take some pressure off of McCaffrey a little bit too. It gives them another option. Okay. So this reunion makes sense because he understands Kyle Shanahan's offense. San Francisco is also dealing with a slew of concerns among its receivers. So Christian Kirk has a calf issue. Ricky Parasol has continued knee concerns. George Kittle's still recovering from his Achilles injury. No telling when he's going to be back yet. And Brandon Ayuk's situation is still uncertain whether he's going to be there or not. So bringing Deebo back definitely helps them. And I think it was a smart move for the 49ers. I know some of you guys aren't going to agree because a lot of you West Coast guys hate the 49ers. So I get it. I mean, he may not be the same player that he was when he was there and was a standout, you know, when he was at his absolute peak. But again, he doesn't need months to learn the offense. He can come in and just be basically a plug and play. You know, he may have to lose weight. I don't know how big he is, but I'm glad to see. I know I didn't want him with us, and that always was killing me too. Is every time somebody was available, somebody was like, "Oh, he gonna end up with the Raiders." It's like we're tied to everybody as soon as they become a free agent, or they want to be traded. You know, it's like, "Oh, the Raiders are a good fit for him." Everybody that's out there is a good fit for us. It seems that's how the media portrays it. It's annoying. So, and the other thing too is Kyle Shanahan knows how to use him also. You know, he knows the terminology, the responsibilities. So I think it was a no-brainer for them. You know, for 1 year at that price, the financial risk is real small. $7 million, that's nothing. You know, the logic question is simply a smart depth move or proof that San Francisco is more worried about its offense than it's admitting. You know, I already said this the other day on a show. I said I think that their playoff window's closing. You know, it's really, that window's really, really small right now. So, and I think them bringing him back is the only way that they can possibly keep it going. Let's see. Glad Deebo back in San Fran, waste of money. Deebo hasn't been good since the movie Friday. Washington, after 1 year, saw enough in the lack of production in Deebo, another prima donna, not perma donna. I don't know what permondana. You're right, Jack. I got you. People hate the Niners because of their fans. They're full of shit. Like the dude on Severe Stream last night who was saying Purdy was an elite QB. Who was saying that? Was it Farrow? Oh, was it? Did they have a guest on? I don't think Purdy's an elite QB. He's serviceable. He's good. I don't put him in the category of elite. Did that terminology, that word elite gets used way too much and too overused and not used in the right context either. I'm sorry. The 49ers have the most cap space right now? Really? No, I didn't. Excuse me. All right, next news. Running backs want their money, basically. So Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs have both generated contract discussion after missing practice time while seeking new deals. So it's the same argument the NFL's been having for years. Teams say running backs are replaceable, but when they find a truly special one, like both of these guys are special in their own right for their respective teams, that player becomes the engine of the offense. And let's face it, they're both the engines of their respective offenses. Bijan is a complete weapon. There's no toys about it. Who can run inside, bounce outside, catch the ball. Gibbs brings home run speed, can change a game with one touch. He's not Barry Sanders out there, but he's got the speed. He's just got it. You know what I mean? They're both two of the top running backs in the NFL. Anybody that does fantasy football, if these two guys are not going within the first 4 to 5 picks, then you're in a league where people don't know anything about football when it comes to fantasy. So the simple hint, if you've got a pick in the top 5 and they're available, you take either one of them. Trust me. Don't let either one of those guys go by you. Because if they're still there after 6 and you're picking like 7 or 8 and they're still there, that's insane if they fall that far. Just remember that. They had some Niner streamer guest dude. I forget his name. Oh, I have no idea who that is then. Right, there's only like a handful of... Yeah, exactly. What's up, James Furpo? What's going on, man? There's only like 4 elite QBs right now. Allen, Mahomes, Goff, Stafford. I'd even dispute 2 of those you got on there. Maybe 1. Allen, yes. Mahomes, depending on how he comes back from his injuries. Stafford, he did win the MVP last year. Goff, I don't think Goff. Yeah, see, I would take Burrow over Goff also. I would too. Allen is an upgraded Herbert. Yeah, Herbert should never be on that. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. Not at all. Not one bit. But getting back to these guys, who would you want to see get paid first? Or who would you pay first, Bijan or Gibbs? I got my idea on what I would do. I just want to see what you guys think. Like who do you think is the most valuable out of those 2? If you had to sign one first, who would it be? Yeah, if Bijan and Gibbs there at 6, send me an invite to the league. Absolutely. So Ovo says Gibbs. Here's a funny thing. I'm in a Bueno says Bijan. I'm in a fantasy football league that's a bunch of content creators. Nobody you guys will know at all. There's at least 3 Charger fans in there. There's a couple of Broncos fans, Bills, Ravens, Tampa Bay Bucks. And it's funny, I got the number 6 pick, and I'm listening to these guys talk because we were in a Zoom when we did the draft, when he picked the draft order. And at first, all right, I'll check it out right now. At first, we only had 12 teams, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 4 others that were supposed to join finally joined, so we had to redo the draft. So I actually had the last pick. I had like number 12, okay? So to add 4 people, we're not just going to give them 13, 14, and 15, and 16. So we redid the whole draft. I ended up with the number 6 pick. And I'm listening to these guys talk, and I'm like, how they're like, what they're looking at for players in their draft picks. So like 5 guys before me, the names they were rattling off, I'm sitting over here like, I'm going to get Bijan at number 6 or Gibbs. In that league, there is a good shot that either one, if not both of them, are going to fall to me at number 6. And if they're both there, I'm taking Bijan. I'm definitely taking Bijan. There's no two ways about that. I couldn't believe it when I was listening to them talk. I was like, what the hell? So, yeah, Buenos says Bijan. All right, yeah, I'll definitely check that off on voicemail. Silver Facts is toss-up. I don't play fantasy football. I would trade back and get Genti and Bowers. That has nothing to do with what? And see, and that's why you shouldn't play fantasy football, Jack. Raider fans that have never done fantasy football will tend to draft Raider players. And the guy running the league asked, he goes, "Yeah, can everybody give me what they think they're going to want to take in the first round?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, you want me to tell you my first round strategy pick?" I said, I'll tell you what I'm not going to take in the first at number 6. I'm not going to take any Raider players at number 6. I said, I tend not to draft Raider players because they always tend to let me down. Like Brock Bowers last year, I drafted him in the first round in one of my leagues, and he had a horrible year. I mean, he still did okay, but not what he did the year before, where he was warranted to finish, to be in a top 12 pick. No, Arnie, I don't usually I don't turn that on until I'm done going through the news, which is usually anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. And then for like the last hour or so, I'll open up the phone lines. So no, it's not open right now. No. We just picked the draft order. The draft is actually September 30th. They wanted to do it this Sunday. And I'm like, you know how many players are going to end up getting cut that we're going to draft now? You're going to have to make decisions before the season starts. That's too much. Let's do it after the rosters are cut to 53. Let's see. Too early to draft a player until this. Yeah, exactly. No, we just picked that draft order. That's all we did. For the first 3 quarters of the year, you were sitting pretty, Jeff. Yeah, I was. Week 1, week 1, I should say. There's one league that I've been doing since '91, and we usually draft the weekend before the season starts, or in some cases we would draft the night before the first game of the season. I don't think I'm going to be in that league this year because it may be while I'm already going to Vegas, and I'm just not going to have time. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it. I played from 95 to 2022. I get it just for fun. I said, we just made the whole Lions receiving cost. I'd like that. Yeah, right. Can't be a homer, draft talent regardless of team. Exactly. But you'd be surprised. People that have never done it before will draft players from the team that they're a fan of. If they're a fan of a great team that's got a load of talent, like, go for it. That's not a dumb move, But if you're a fan of like the Cleveland Browns, don't take Brown players. I drafted Bowers and Chucky last year. Never again. You fucked up, but. And I never drafted Raiders. I never draft Raiders. I just fell for the Peacock Mirage. Yes, you did. You fell for a hook, line, and sinker. And I love it because it always helps guys like me when there's guys like you in the league, because I can get away with all the players later in the draft, and I love it. Like when everybody starts taking kickers, I'm like, I don't take a kicker till the very end. So guess what? So if 6 kickers go in one particular round, that means that's 6 other skilled position players that I was able to have a shot at getting because all these kickers went. So kudos to you guys taking early kickers and defenses. I love it. So next topic up, Browns QB battle, Watson or Shedeur? So Cleveland's been rotating Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders with the first team offense since they started training camp. The Browns are basically publicly treating this as a legitimate competition. Watson has the massive contract and veteran experience. Shador brings youth, energy, and the possibility of giving the franchise a fresh start. All right. So the decision can't be based on salary, but it probably will be. Like a lot of owners will say, listen, this guy needs to play because he's getting paid the, $20 million a season, whereas the rookie's only getting $5 million a season. I want justification for paying that kind of money. I'm not paying $24 million for a backup quarterback. And I totally get that. Can't be made on salary or name recognition or social media attention. It has to be based on who controls the offense the best, protects the football, gives Cleveland, the best chance to win. Their best chance to win got traded to the Rams, and that's Myles Garrett. So without him, their defense takes a hit. It definitely takes a hit. But their offense, I think their offense is going to be better than a lot of people think. I mean, they grabbed 2 wide receivers back-to-back, round 1, round 2. So they definitely up their game with the wide receiver room. That's for damn sure. So my question to you guys, and I want to hear it from the chat, who starts week 1 for the Browns? Do you think it's Watson or do you think it's Shador? Is the social, and that's where they say the social media part, is the social media presence of the push for Shador still there this season like it was last year because of where he was drafted instead of where he was projected to be a, top 3 pick? Watson because of the veteran presence, but he hasn't played much the last few years because of either injuries, his suspension. So tell me what you guys think, like who you think is going to be the guy in Cleveland. Arnie says backups and depth charts are important for late draft strategy. Oh, hell yeah, man. Why would you draft 2 Raiders that high? You really thought the Raiders offense would score that many points to support 2 high picks like that, rookie? Mm-hmm. Handcuff for free agent. Handcuffs and free agent agency pickups and contract year players. See, Arnie gets it. Like last year, I had McCaffrey in one of my leagues, and the next running back I took after him, a couple of rounds later, or not a couple of rounds, but later in the draft, I took Brian Robinson because he was the backup. I knew if McCaffrey went down, at least I know I got a guy that's going to step in and be the starter. I may not get the same McCaffrey points, but I'll still get productivity out of him. So Alfredo says, I see Watson throw a nasty pick in training camp yesterday. Take it for what it is. Ricky, no, leave me alone. Is it true your mustache was a colonel in the Civil War? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's why the gray hair. People will hurt Mike Evans' value in fantasy. Cleveland, it's actually sad it's a competition. Well, it's got to be a competition. They got to anoint somebody. I mean, Watson didn't play last year pretty much because of injury. Shador got thrown into it. Fortunately, he fucking beat us, too. I was in Vegas about 10 years ago. My cab driver broke all kinds of traffic infractions. It was great. Bueno says Watson. Alfredo says it'll probably be Watson, but not for long, in my opinion. You're probably not wrong there either. Watson, because he's getting paid a shit ton of money. Yeah, and again, that's where the owner's influence comes in, because the owner's going to sit there and say, just like I said earlier, I'm not paying $24 million for a backup quarterback. You get his out there. I want my money's worth. And getting my money's worth is not him sitting on the bench, being a backup. He'll get booed at the stadium again, probably. I don't even try to make predictions about the Browns. Watson, Tokyo says, there's no football in the month of June because every week is just my week. Oh, wow. That is a funny one, though. Other than Genti and Bowers, who else would you draft from the Raiders roster? Nobody. When Carlson was on the money with his kicks a few years ago, I would grab Carlson. That would have been. I used to get Janikowski all the time back in the day, but I knew he was going to get me points. I knew I was going to get extra points or field goals from him, and long field goals, because you got bonus for the longer the field goal. I just don't see anybody on this roster right now. Not now. Not as we're sitting here speaking right now. I wouldn't even take Genti, to be honest with you. Bowers would be the only guy I would grab off of this offense right now. 100% confident in taking Bowers. would I take a chance on the Raiders defense? Because we draft defensive units as my second defense. If I had to take a second defense, yeah, I would take a shot. But if I have a shot at the Rams, I'm taking the Rams, and I'll probably grab the Raiders later on as long as they don't have the same bye week, because I'm going to need them for that Rams bye week. And that probably would be the only time I would stop the Raiders. Just pray to God that it's a decent team they're playing against that week. It doesn't matter for Cleveland going to be bad either way, of course. Watson getting all the money, so he's going to play. Yeah, see, I kind of answered your question before I even saw it. Is the Raiders defense undraftable in the draft? No, I don't think so. I think they're totally draftable this year. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Watch, because the Browns are looking to give Raider Jeff some content. Thanks, Obo. Later on, I take a chance on Trey Tucker. Yeah, I mean, especially that league that I'm in. We've got 16 owners in that other league. I'm going to have to grab guys more than likely, so far on the depth chart. Let's just say if it was a Raider player, like a guy like Malik Benson or Thornton, only because I'm going to need to fill my roster. And if I have to grab guys that are like the third and fourth on a depth chart, I'm going to have to. With 16 teams, that's basically every quarterback's going to be drafted, because everybody usually grabs 2 quarterbacks. So every starting quarterback in this league will be drafted. Backups are going to matter now, too, in this league, because we all know that the 32 quarterbacks that start on week 1 don't make it not all 32 make it through the entire season. So somebody's going to have to scramble for a backup, and they better hope they get it. What's up, Elon? What's going on, my guy? So getting back to Cleveland, I think the preseason reps will tell us more about who's going to be the starter out of them too. Once the quarterbacks face another team and deal with real pressure, that evaluation becomes even more clear, or much clearer, as to who's going to be the guy for Cleveland. You would have been better of making 2 8-team leagues, yeah. But then when you only have 8 teams in the league, then everybody's kind of got superstars, and it's just, it's still fun, but it's too easy. It's too easy to draft an extremely competitive team if there's only 8. With 16, I have to make sure I do my damn homework with 16. I've never done a league with 16 teams. The most I've ever done is 12. So 16 is we're talking 4 additional owners. So that's 8 additional quarterbacks, like 12 additional wide receivers, 8 additional running backs. I mean, that's a lot of players that are going to fall by the way. With number 6, see, I would hate to have the first pick in this draft, because I get pick number 1, and then my next pick isn't until pick number 32 if I had the first pick. Yeah, it's great having the first pick, because you get the pick of whoever you want in the entire league. But after that, you're waiting. It doesn't come back to you until 31 picks later. So 31 other players just fell by the wayside. Granted, you get the 32nd and the 33rd, so you get 3 of the top 33 players in the league. I think number 6 is nice, because I'm almost in the middle. I would have rather have been pick number 7, 8, or 9. I would have rather been one of those 3 numbers, because that's pretty much right smack dab in the middle, and I'm picking every 16. I'm getting a pick. Let's see, where are we here? Genti will be a stud, high second-round pick in the draft. I don't know about that, but some people will take him. I already know there's going to be guys that are going to take him in the first round. Somebody asked me, "You going to take Genti in the first round?" I'm like, "Fuck no, not at number 6. I'm not drafting him at number 6 in a fantasy league." Mike Washington, late round pick. Yeah, that's a definite. Even if I don't have Genti, I may still grab him later on if I need like a third running back. Still 7 other teams to beat. It's not that easy. No, it's not. Out of 32 teams, where do you rank Cousins? I don't know. I really don't know. Don't forget, it's not just Cousins. It's the overall offense and how everything looks with them. We're going to get into that in a second, too, because that's going to come up next. Snake and 16. Yeah, 16 teams in a snake draft. I wish it was an auction draft. I love doing the auction. The auction drafts are fun, because I could fill my team pretty quick doing an auction. I just got to outbid people, that's all. Just throw out stupid names, let people blow all their money on players that I don't, because I used to do that in an auction league. I'd throw a player out that I didn't want, and I would let them fight over the price and let them jack the price up on it. It was great. That was so much fun. Or I would jack the price up too, but then I would stop at a certain point and just say, "No, I'm out." And just watch the others fight for it. Like, I can't believe I paid $20 for this guy. If we're talking fantasy football, then I'll probably auto draft and pray to God. Would you draft Toke? If not, no, not this early. Not this early in his career. I'd have to see more from him before I would draft him. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. I wouldn't draft Gentry at number 6 in the real NFL. I didn't want him at number 6 in the NFL draft. I ain't drafting number 6 in the fantasy league. Raider Ryan, what's up, my guy? Welcome in. So we're going to move on to the next thing here. So there is a little bit of Raiders stuff in here. So Raiders open with Kirk Cousins at QB1. So again, these are training camp notes and everything that's happened since last Friday on my show till today. So we've been covering some different things in the NFL world here, not just Raiders stuff, obviously, because that's what this show is. It's all about NFL news, not necessarily Raider news. So Clint Kubiak said Kirk Cousins begins the Raiders camp as the starting quarterback with Fernando and Aiden O'Connell expected to push him. What that really means, I don't know. It's probably just them saying what they need to say to say it, basically. I wouldn't. Nobody should overreact to the opening order. Cousins is the veteran, understands how to run an NFL offense. It makes sense for him to take the first team reps, as much as possible to get used to these newer players that he hasn't played with before. It doesn't mean the competition's finished. I know there's been talk out there about Mendoza not playing at all this season. I mean, that could all change. It very well could change. He was selected first overall because the Raiders believe he can become the future franchise quarterback for this team. So it is going to take time for him to be given the reins to fully take over this team, on the offense. He should not start simply because of his draft position. I know some will say that. My take on that, with him not starting, I just don't feel like we're getting the best overall value with that number 1 overall draft pick by not starting him. That's how I look at it. When we could have done something different and gotten an offensive lineman, wide receiver, a defensive end, linebacker, that could have been an immediate plug-and-play type of guy. Like Gentry was for us last year. We drafted him number 6 overall, and he started from day one. The offensive line was horrible. The coaching was horrible. But he still was effective for us as our first round pick. And I still want to do something different than him at number 6 last year. And again, he not only should he not stop because of his draft position, but he also should not be blocked simply because Cousins is older and more experienced. So he should still have every opportunity to prove that he can do it. The Raiders need to let the competition play out. Honestly, we need to see how this pans out for this roster that we currently have. What other changes are made to it? I mean, a lot of this all hinges on what the final offensive line starting 5 are going to be. How well they actually can protect the quarterback and how well they can open up running lanes, because your passing game survives on how the running game is. If you got a bad running game, you're going to have a bad passing game, because if your offensive line can't make the holes for the running back, everybody knows you're going to be throwing it on a consistent basis because your offensive line stinks and you can't open holes or running lanes. So your quarterback will be under more pressure. And is that a position you want to put your rookie quarterback in? Not necessarily. Not really. And as far as Raider news, the best Raider news may be that Max Crosby is reportedly ready to go, and following his knee issues. So it looks like he's out there full force, ready to go. I did bring this up early on. I know some of you guys weren't here yet, but there were reports that Kwity Paye walked off the field today with the trainer under his own power. They don't know what the issue is yet. Well, I shouldn't say they don't know. there's nothing out there that I've seen yet, unless something's popped up since I've been on the show, as to what the extent of if it is an injury. I know there's someone in the chat said earlier that it was possible dehydration. If it's dehydration, I'm not worried. If it's an injury, as long as it's not something that's going to keep him out for any extended length of time. But when he came off the field, they immediately moved Kuntz up to first team reps. So Kuntz stepped up in Kwity Paye's absence and completed the rest of the practice in Kwity Paye's spot at the number one. So, which is good for Kuntz because it got him some time too with the ones and playing with Max and everybody else. So hopefully it's nothing serious with Kwity Paye, because I honestly believe that Kwity Paye was their immediate answer to when we traded Max away, because we got Kwity Paye over that weekend while Max was gone. So they were kind of looking at Kwity Paye as the best possible replacement for losing Max at that moment, which maybe at the number 14, if we would have still had it, we would have gone with the top edge rusher, or we could have moved around more. I don't know. But let me ask you guys this in the chat. This is a Raider question. Who should start week one, Kirk or Mendoza? I want to hear what you guys think. Who do you think? Who would you feel comfortable starting week one? Now, starting week one also means that there's a good chance he's going to start a remainder of the season or a chunk of the season. So would you rather have Kirk Cousins out there, or would you have Mendoza? Like, who do you think gives us the best chance to win? If you guys are in that mentality of we want to win now, who do you think gives the best opportunity for that? So I think you have to weigh that into perspective too when you answer this. Now, let me go back to, I missed a couple of things here. Now, what a dookie franchise. Yeah, right. 16 teams means no waiver wire choices. Maybe, yeah, the waiver wire is going to be trash. It's going to be horrible. I don't see me making a lot of waiver moves on that. I'm just going to have to stick guys on the IR more than likely. See, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how Cousins plays. It's all about what can Mendoza do. So start the kid, dadgum. Arnie says, hoping for Cousins' success. 38-year-old, not mobile QB with bad shoulder, 2 years removed from ACL, plus had career high in interceptions, scary Band-Aid like Jimmy G, Minshew, Geno Smith is. See, first of all, I think you should take AOC out of that mix, because I don't think I think he's better than any one of those three. And I don't think Kirk is way better than all three of those. I have more faith in Kirk than I think most people do. Seems like we're cursed on that D-line. Yeah, right? So Tanner Jack says Kirk. Whoever is better, whoever looks better in camp, simple. Okay, I can live with that. That's a decent answer. Jeff in the Nation, do you Kuntz here next year? No, because he's on a one-year deal. Probably not. If he doesn't show us that he's fully back from that injury, I don't see him. This is a one-year contract, a one and done. This is a total show-me contract. We gave him one last year, but that was the old regime. They felt enough of him to give him another shot with one more one-year contract. And if he goes out and performs, then okay, then I could see them signing him to a longer-term contract. But if not, I don't think you're going to see him back next year if he has another off year. Tanner says, I want Mendoza to sit for 6 games. Okay, Jack says Kirk. Silver and Fact says, it'll probably be Kirk because of his command of the offense, but Fernando will catch up later in the season, plus O-line needs to prove itself. That's the big one right there. The O-line needs to definitely protect themselves. I agree 100% with that. See, and this is that same situation with Shedeur and Deshaun Watson. We didn't pay Kirk to not start. He will start no matter what. So it's that same thing. Do you start the rookie, or do you start the guy that's making the money, right off the bat? And then if something shifts during the season, okay, then we got to make adjustments. I think it's going to be Kirk, and I think it's going to be Kirk for a lot longer than people think. That's my take. I feel if you're in a win now mode, Kirk's the guy you want in there. But again, it also depends. It depends on so many different factors with our roster. It depends on how good the offensive line is going to be. It depends on how good our running game is going to be. Even if the offensive line is porous, The running backs still need to make plays on their own. Okay. It also depends on how good our wide receivers are. We can't keep jamming the football to Brock Bowers. Yes, we know Brock Bowers is the number one passing threat for us. Okay. He's the number one target. He's our alpha on that offense for the receiving side. But teams know you're going to, if everybody else on your offense sucks, running backs, offensive line, and your receivers, everybody knows if you're dropping back, it's going to Brock. There's probably about a 99.9% chance they're going to be forcing that ball to Brock. And what happens when you force the ball to somebody that's being covered and they're aware it's going to him? The route gets jumped, interceptions come, knockdowns. He catches it, but he gets hit right away and he fumbles. Anything can happen at that point. So we need all facets of this offense, receivers, running backs, offensive line, to all play well in order for no matter who's back there for quarterback to have any type of success. We already know where we go with Brock. Brock, I'm not worried about. Nothing comes out and says, well, does he have the talent to be? He has the talent. He is that guy. He is the talent on this roster. So there's so much that depends on this. The last thing you want is somebody just, whoever your quarterback is, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, whoever's back there, if they're being forced to just get the ball to Bowers all the time, defenses are going to pick up on that, especially within our own division, because we're going to play all those teams twice too. Look at what the Broncos did when they put Patrick Surtain II on him. He shut him down that one game. He was almost invisible. So I mean, it can be done. And a lot of these safeties and corners now, they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. They're hitting harder. They're faster. They can cover a tight end a little bit better. Something that we as the Raiders haven't been able to do for years. Every tight end that we play against tends to burn us. We can never just seal off a tight end. Tight end always comes back to burn us. Dennis says, Kirk is not the future. He has a lot more football behind him than in front of him. Well, obviously, he's 38 years old. Pencil in starter cousins like Jimmy G, Minshew, Geno. What competition? Yeah, Kirk definitely won't be able to see the roster next year. What's up, Duncan? What's going on? What's up, G-Fam? What's going on? Mendoza will play whenever Kirk gets hurt. It isn't that difficult of a question, to be honest. It's not. Only Tucker gets extension out of his rookie class. Very sad. Wilson, Mayer, AOC. I don't even know if Tucker will, to be honest with you. You better light it up this year. I think this is his chance to show, but we'll see. Mendoza's contract is pretty darn big. Look the Mendoza versus Cousin contract, just facts. Yeah, but I mean, it's also a number one overall pick too. So I mean, yeah, his contract's gonna be big because they're basically paying him for what his future potential is. They're not paying him for what it is right now. They're paying him based on what he's going to possibly do for the future. Derek Carr took over a crappy team as a second-round pick and started week one. Can't keep making excuses as to why Mendoza shouldn't start. Well, they're not making excuses for him. I mean, it's all fact-based, He played his entire college season last year, 10 snaps under center. That's a learning curve. It definitely is. He's admitted it is. The coaches say it is. I mean, it's not something he can just jump right into. They're saying he's making progress with it, which is good. Called in to say what's up. I got sent to voicemail, which took me back to when the prettiest girl in school sent my calls to voicemail. Jokes on her because now I'm rich, bitch. I usually don't open up the phone lines until I'm done with the news, but we've been having some good banter in the chat. So I only got a couple more things to cover here. What's up, Red Paul? Let's see. All right, so we're going to move on here. Major injury watch. So there's several injuries from the opening week of camp. All right. Micah Parsons reportedly expected to miss time until October because of his knee issue from last season, if that timeline holds. Green Bay could also be without its top defensive disruptor for an important part of the opening schedule. So Micah Parsons may not be back as soon as people thought he was. He could be out for as long as into October. So we're looking at a quarter of the season already gone before he even touches the field. Carolina got whacked here. So their rookie outside linebacker, Nick Scarleton, tore his ACL the first day of summer of the training camp. Rookie wide receiver Chris Brazzell, the second, tore his LCL. So that's two major knee injuries, both by rookies in the first week of training camp. Both are expected they're totally both out for the rest of the season. That's you talk about a brutal start. They had high hopes for Scourton, and now he's out for the season. So his rookie season is null and void at this point. And then Jahmyr Stewart from Cincinnati. That's another one. I haven't seen the video, but from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are saying it looks worse than what they think it's worse based on how the injury looked. He suffered what they're calling a frightening knee injury, but testing reportedly showed no major ligament damage, so that's a good thing. He's expected to miss several weeks rather than the entire season, so he is still going to miss an extended amount of time for the Bengals. It sucks. I hate seeing guys get hurt like that. ACLs, LCLs, MCLs, anything to do with the knee. That's not good for your future either, because, like the rookie there from Carolina, Scourton, ACL is rookie year. It's going to take a couple of years before he's back into the swing of things. Pittsburgh, Joey Porter Jr. aggravated his back. Jalen Ramsey's dealing with knee issues. Multiple injuries in the secondary are worth monitoring. So the Pittsburgh's taking some hits too. The New York Giants, Malik Neighbors. Anybody that does fantasy football is one you definitely want to keep an eye on because the guy is lethal when he is out there. He still has no firm return date from his ACL injury that he suffered last season, 2025. The Giants need to be patient with him and avoid rushing basically their top dog at wide receiver, back into this offense. So they need to take time with him. So keep an eye on him if you do fantasy football and you're looking for wide receivers, and be mindful of where he is. He may still go fairly early, but you may be able to sneak him in a little bit later because he will be back at some point this season. It's just a matter of when. If you have a big enough roster and you can stash him on your roster, then I would suggest doing that. I usually tend to do that sometimes with some of these injury guys. So which injury do you think is the biggest? It has the biggest effect on 2026 season out of that group. Let me see. I get some other news here. Patrick Mahomes was fully cleared to practice. And again, I said this the other day. I think the Chiefs are still going to be just as good as they were in the past. I know a lot of people are like, they're going to suck now because of Mahomes. Mahomes will still do Mahomes things. It doesn't matter. That's just the type of player he is. He has this magic about him. I just don't get it. Houston Texans and CJ Stroud, they've had some positive extension talks. Quarterback prices rarely decrease, so waiting could make the eventual deal even more expensive. So I'm curious to see how fast they get him under further contract. Atlanta, Tua, again, missed practice with back tightness before returning for individual workouts. So, again, another health issue with Tua, not only with the concussions, but now he's got back spasms and shit. Let me see, is there anything? Oh, here's one Raider fans are going to like. Maybe. The Dolphins signed former Raiders first-round defensive end, Clelin Ferrell. So Devon A-Chain was fully clear for practice, but yes, the Dolphins have brought in Clelin Ferrell. So Ferrell is still surviving in this league. A former first-round pick from us who didn't last too long with us, has been bounced around the league, has now found his way to Miami with the Dolphins. So I saw that today. I'm like, I got to put this on the list. I have to. Random, but has anyone ever told Matt he looks like Kessler? What? Neighbors looks really good running routes at camp. Oh, we've made some horrible picks. KC focused on the defense this year. I think they're focused on the offense too. I'm telling you, don't count them out, man. Don't count them out. I'm sorry. I still, until proven wrong, we're still the worst team in the AFC West. Talent wise, everything. Until the season starts and we see what we really got on the field, we're still the fourth ranked team in our division. So, let's see. Is anything else on here? I guess they had a little, the Cowboys and the Rams had a joint practice, reportedly ended after multiple altercations. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So again, the biggest questions that came out of this so far is, will Tampa Bay pay Vita Vea or trade him? What's up, Sacktown Mike? What's up, my brother? How you doing? Will they trade him or will they pay him? Chris Olave, was he worth $132 million? Deebo Samuel back with San Fran. Should Atlanta and Detroit pay Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs now or let this work itself out? I think they both need to pay them. Oh, they took care of Mayfield. Oh, that must have just happened a little while ago then. Mayfield got it. All right, so they took care of one of their contract issues. So, and that's what we talked about earlier. You know, I brought it up when I talked about Vita Vea. Like, what priority do you set? Because you don't want them both lingering out there going into the the rest of your training camp and possibly even into the regular season. You want to get that one of them at least solved so you can put all your attention to the other. Then again, the Cleveland quarterback controversy. How long will Green Bay be without Micah Parsons? I think that's a huge one right there. 2 years, $100 million. Damn. All right. So you heard it here. So Baker Mayfield re-signed for 2 years for $100 million. All right, that's good. So those are the stories. Those are the major ones that have hit in the last week. And again, we started it out with Tony Romo being put on a leave from CBS, and J.J. Watt is going to take over his spot along with Jim Nantz. And see if Tony Romo comes back at some point. They didn't say if he took a leave of absence. Usually when you're on a leave of absence, you don't get paid. I mean, I don't know his contract words, but I don't think they can come right out and fire him because he still has to go through the legal proceedings. Do they have enough where they can't fire him? I don't know. Who knows what his contract says? I'm not a lawyer. I don't do contracts. So I have no clue. And I'll leave it at that. All right. So I'm going to open up the phone lines in a minute. The number's right there, 401-830-9189. I know some of you guys have already called, and it went to voicemail. So, shit, we got 4 voicemails on here. Let's see. You know what? So let's do this. Let's listen to them. Let's listen to there's 4 voicemails. So let's see what we've got here. So we're gonna play the first one.
Raiders, Jake, Arnie.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. There's 2 minutes of just silence. All right, what's this one here?
Is Raider Arnie?
I can't even understand what that one is. Oh, here's one.
Am I on? Is this thing on? What up, Jeff? It's Alfredo. I just wanted to say what's up, man. Show love to the nation. Show love to what you do. Yeah, and also like I respect 1,000%. The live shows that you had for Gord Peterson and Robert Pena. Rest in paradise to those guys. I talked to them for years. So to have acknowledgement, from someone like yourself, a president of the black hole, that I gotta pay tribute, So, anyways, yeah, I mean it's Friday night. I'm here to get drunk and go Raiders. You already know.
I started laughing because I could see the transcript. I could see where he says it's time to get drunk. Oh, boy. Jeff, I've been watching you since the beginning. You have gotten much better as a host. I can see ESPN in your future. Ooh, I would love that. That ain't happening. I know it's funny because if you go back, I go back sometimes and I'll rewatch some of my old stuff and to see where I was then and where I am now. It's like, you know what it is? It's once you do your first one, it's kind of I would say it gets easier. You get more comfortable. But as time goes on, you know what works, what doesn't work. I feel like I'm very in tune with what works, what gets the attention of the chat. You know, I have a completely different take on things now than I did 3 years ago because this August will be the third year I've had this channel up. So like Nate and I, by week 2 or 3 of this season, this will be our third season doing shows. So Nate and I have been together the longest out of anybody, and we've consistently done shows during the off season. Obviously, it slows down here and there, you know. But yeah, shout out to Alfredo with that voicemail. Yeah, Robert Pena, man. I see his picture pop up every now and then on Instagram, or somebody will post something, you know, with a picture of him from Bakersfield and such. It sucks. It really does. It's horrible when you find out so late too. If you hear about it when it happens, it's different. But when some of us, like Gord, we didn't know for months about Gord. It wasn't until months later. Robert Pena was a matter of a couple of weeks or so, or a week later or something. I know that was a little bit closer in time. It just sucks. Jack, ESPN doesn't allow Dunkin' Donuts. They're sponsored by Starbucks. Oh, yeah. No, fuck that. I don't want that job. It's Dunkin' or nothing, baby. There it is. Dunkin'. I actually went on Google Maps. I think I said this last night on the show with Nate. I was on Google Maps looking at where my hotel is when I'm in LA. There's not a goddamn Dunkin' Donuts for miles around me. Not even like in one of the shopping plazas or something. I'm like, there's got to be something over here. There's Starbucks all over the place. I'm like, God damn it. I want to find a Dunkin'. Shit. All right. So I think I got one more voicemail here. Yeah, nothing. All right. So, all right. Phone lines are now open. Boom. All right, so 401-830-9189. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from NFL fans. If Raider fans calling, that's fine. But just keep in mind, tomorrow night, Raider Nation Voices with myself and Jason, Raiders First Downs. We'll be back on tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. We will be taking your phone calls live pretty much right after we start the show. The show's a little bit different because I like to cover the news, so I'm not getting interrupted as I'm trying to do the news, answering phone calls. And I open up the lines after that so we can talk about stuff I talked about, or if there's something I missed that somebody wants to bring up. So, and yes, I still print everything out, so I have it right in front of me so I can cover everything. I type everything, well, not type it, but I pretty much put everything in order on how I want to do, and just copy and paste a bunch of shit and print it out. What's up, Isaiah? What's going on? See, Dennis, it's not about what you're worth, it's about what the market is. Time QBs get paid. Correct. Oh, hell yeah, Dunkin's better than Starbucks. Yes. So, cool, Kev. What's up, man? Same old Jeff to me. Same old Raider Paul. Once an asshole, still an asshole. Oh! What's up, Myron? What's up, brother? What training camp questions are you most eager to get answered going into the season? For which team? Because, again, this show is based on NFL, so, I mean, I'll talk about any team if I know enough about what's going on. If you're asking strictly about training camp questions for the Raiders, I think it's our depth at linebacker and what's going on with our wide receiver room. Offensive line, too, but I'm tending to be a little more optimistic this year. I'm still worried, but I'm more worried about who's going to be out there for receiver for us. And the depth at linebacker scares the living shit out of me. It really does. Oh, in case anybody missed it today, Collier got waived today too. So he's no longer on the roster. So Olave's still there. Hemby's still there. Washington and Genty right now. I thought it was a Raiders show, so yes, Raiders. Yeah, the Friday night show, the No Huddle show, I kind of tend to, it's all NFL based, so I cover all 32 NFL teams. Usually do about the first hour, covering all the news from last Friday till now. Saturday nights, it's a Raiders show. It's myself and Jason, Raiders First Downs, and we do a live call-in show. And that's what this is, too. This is a live call-in show, so the phone lines are open, 401-830-9189. So if you guys want to call in, go for it. Want to hear from you. Try and keep the calls anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. Want to keep it football related. I don't really want to talk about any bunions on your toes or ingrown toenails and how my knee hurts today. I don't want to hear that. I'm not a psychiatrist or a doctor. So if you're having a bad day and you're having a mental health breakdown, by all means, call in. I'll talk to you. Treat this like a suicide 800 hotline. Well, it's not an 800 number. Let's see. There it is. You're on No Huddle with Jeff. State your name and the team you rep.
What's that? It's G-Fam.
Hey, what's up, G-Fam? What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, brother. How you doing today?
Good.
Just calling to support the channel. I think we should definitely put together a fantasy football league with all the boys that are always in the chatting it up. I think it'll be fun. We can each pay maybe like, I don't know, $20 an entry, and then we'll put it together and buy like a badass fantasy football belt.
I mean, I'm down for it. I don't want to run it. I've got too much going on this year to be a commissioner of a league this year.
No, I get it, but would you join?
Yeah, I would join. All
right, I'm gonna spread the word. We'll see what's up. Yeah, I just wanted to give you some support, brother. Just call in.
We got to make some Buenos in it, though, so he can draft Genty in the first round.
No, bueno. Getting put on blast. No, I just wanted to call in to support you, brother. You're doing a great job. Keep up the great work. Hope you and the wife are good. I hope your health is okay. I hope your health is good. I know you had a little scare a while back, so I hope everything's better on that end.
Yeah, right now.
I'll let other people. Good, brother. I'll let other people call in. One love, brother, always.
All right, thanks, brother. You take care.
Later.
No, this is not Wasted Talent Show. We're not talking about the gout. I don't have it, so I'm good. I know that you're not a Stephon Diggs fan. How are you on bringing in? I'm not for bringing in any receivers at this point. I'm willing to let the young guys have a shot at it. I really am. I don't think any of those guys add anything. Out of all of them, maybe Keenan Allen would be the only one that I think would, but I definitely don't want Stephon Diggs. No, there's no other wide receiver out there. There's not even. No, I got nothing on that. I mean, granted, somebody could get cut between now and, as the rosters get trimmed down as we go on throughout the preseason. Something could be intriguing, something that Kubiak thinks would work well in their system. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But right now, I don't think there's any need to bring in any one of those big-name wide receivers. I mean, a lot of them, they're all past their prime now. Keenan Allen, for sure, man. He's in these injuries, and I'm good. Jeff says, eat a donut and your troubles will go away. Hell yeah. Or a coffee roll. Coffee roll's good, too. Let's see. What did somebody ask something about? Oh, here it is. I know there's a heated competition right now, it seems like, in the secondary. I think you're going to see more rookies either starting or they're going to have a major impact throughout the season or taking over spots during the season. Because I mean, we got some talent that we drafted. This is probably one of the more talented draft classes, potential talent that I've seen come through this roster, this team in a long time. So it's going to be interesting. It really is. Yeah, I don't know, Bueno. I haven't seen him. He hasn't been in the chat at all yet tonight. I'm shocked. I thought for sure because I had some stuff I was going to bring up for Houston. I didn't see him here. What's up, Rebel? What's going on, man? Let's see. Bueno's sleeper pick is Dante Lyman in the 5th round. I wouldn't even take him as a free agent. Yeah. See, yeah. I think a few of us did. I picked him in one of my leagues. What's up, Not a Bot? What's going on, man? I'm doing good. How are you doing? How's everybody out there doing? Allen's knees got as much elasticity as Jeff's jockstrap. I don't wear a jockstrap. Funny thing, when I played football, I never wore a cup, even semi-pro. Never. Now we're an hour and a half in here. Just a friendly reminder, make sure if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the notifications, ring that bell. Follow me on the Linktree account, which is in my chat in the description down below. Don't forget the 401 rated Jeff merchandise is up and running. I have No Huddle hats. I have Raider Nation Voices hats. I have these. These are the new logo. I came up for the hats now, so this is the new one. This was the older one. I switched it. I like this one better. I went with this one. There it is. And shout out to Bueno because he's the one that came up with this, the 401 Brigade, like a fire brigade. So appreciate you, Bueno. Thank you for that. That was a great suggestion. And I've used it on pretty much all my stuff. Yeah, even on the new stickers I have. Now, let me take one out. I had to open it the other day because my son wanted one. So you can see it on the helmet. 401 Brigade. But anybody that's going to be in LA or Vegas, I will have these with me. I got 100 of them. So I'm bringing these stickers with me. So I will have them out there. I didn't do patches. I want to do patches, but man, they're expensive. And this is what the patch is going to be. When I do the patch, it's going to be this. It's going to be the Maltese cross too. So I'll have these out there. I'm going to have the ones with the QR code. I'm bringing these with me, the chapter ones with the QR code. So I'm bringing some goodies with me to hand out to anybody and everybody. And I have to bring my challenge coin because that's all I'm seeing from everybody in the in one of the chats I'm in. Talking about, oh, you better bring your challenge coins, folks. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't have a Raider one yet. I'm going to get one from Jahmyr when I get there. But I'm bringing this one because this should actually trump everybody. So this is from LA County Fire Department, Station 40. So I'm bringing this one. And it's huge, as you can tell. And this is, I do have a Raider coin, but it's the Booster Club one. It's this one. It's the coins I had made for the 20th anniversary for the club. Just before I left the club. Because they pissed me off. So, yeah. So I'm bringing this with me. So I can't wait to get out there. It's going to be so much fun. What's up, SoCal? Sal's in the house. What's up, my guy? What's up? Now, I'm not packed yet, but I'm starting to put stuff together that I got to bring out there. I can see this Colin show getting, once the season starts, probably get a lot of hate subs. Oh, I don't care. Yeah, definitely make sure you guys tap that screen. If you're on your phones, double tap the screen. I'm only showing this in the vertical, so I'm not doing it in the full landscape. Friday nights, because I don't tend to put graphics up and such, so there's really no need for me to do it in the full portrait, full landscape. Just concentrate on doing the vertical. Usually on Saturday nights too, when it's Jason and I, we do just the vertical because we don't really put stuff up on the screen. Let's see. See, I've had better weeks, but that's why I'm here to tune that shit out. There you go. Don't forget, folks, phone lines are open, 401-830-9189. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what's going on. What do you guys want to talk about? Any specific issues, topics? Do you hate Mendoza? Do you like Mendoza? I'm kidding. Alfredo, shout out to you with the super chat for $1.99. Jeff trying to be a firefighter in Cali. Any tips? You're trying to be? We're in Cali. Jay's here. What's up, Jay? What's going on, man? Just start looking for who's hiring. A lot of times they'll have a civil service exam that'll cover the whole state. So coincidentally, LA County. Go to LA County Fire website, see if they've got a current hiring going on or not. I know Nate, before he moved to Vegas, he had already applied for Clark County, which is the where Vegas is. So he's already going to be scheduled to take the test there in Vegas. So I'm proud of him there. I'm glad he's going to do that. Yeah, if you're going to do LA County or something, go to their website, go to the city government or the county website, and go under the fire section. See if they've got anything that they're hiring for. Let me see. County Fire Department. I'll be able to tell you in a second. Team. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you. I already found it. Just go there and fill it out. There you go. fire.lacounty.gov. You go there and then look on join the team. If the link's not working, go to join the team and it'll give you all the instructions on what you need to do to apply. If you don't have your EMT license, you might want to see about getting that ahead of time, because a lot of times a lot of departments want a prerequisite that you have your EMT license, at least the basic maybe. But out there, they'll train you to be a paramedic, which is way above an EMT. Something I never wished to do or want to do. Cal Fire is another one. That they're the ones that do that handle all the brush fires. Well, at first anyway. But yeah, fuck brush fires. Give me a house fire any day. Screw brush fires. Brush fires suck, especially in the heat. What would it cost for Vita Vea? That's a good question. That's a real good question. I honestly don't know. I know I've heard people saying, "Oh, we should give up a second or a third." I don't want to give up anything higher than a fourth rounder. And if that means it's a player to be included, I mean, I've seen people suggesting trading Butler or Pegues. Well, Pegues just got waived, didn't he? No. But I've seen Booker is another possibility of a name that's popped up, that you could possibly trade him for. It really depends, is it going to be straight up player for player? Is there draft picks involved? The whole thing is we would have to work his contract, because that's the whole reason he wants out. He wants guaranteed money, so there's a lot more involved than just trading for him. It's the whole contract. We would have to agree to a contract with him prior to the trade, because we have to make sure that the trade's even going to be feasible based on what he's going to be looking for a contract. So, you could put anything together that you could think of that would be a reasonable trade. Automatically getting him would change the front defensive line. would make us way better. Would that move us to a top 10? Maybe not. It would still put us in the top 15, maybe. Could push closer to the top 10. You know. No problem, Alfredo. They also apply for local municipal fire departments, also seal many. Yeah, like I said, look at the state, too, because a lot of times certain states will have a civil service exam where you take the test and you can list certain cities, counties that you want to go and apply. Like Massachusetts does that. You take the civil service exam and you list the fire departments that you want your scores to go to. So when they're hiring, they will put you on that list. Like I took it once for Massachusetts years ago. And everybody puts Boston first. That's just the way it is in Massachusetts. I did put Boston, but I also put the majority of the cities that border Boston because they go into Boston so much and they assist on a lot of those structure fires and mutual aid into Boston. And they're busy on their own right and have a shit ton of their own fires because some of them are real shitty cities on the outskirts of Boston. I wanted to go where the action was. That was the whole point. If I was going to get on in Massachusetts somewhere, I wanted to go where it was going to be busy and where I had a heavy fire load. I took the test from New York City years ago, back in '91. I finished with like a 99 on the written exam. Never really heard back from them. But that just goes to show you how many people take that test. Everybody was in one of the high schools scattered throughout the entire city and all the different boroughs. There were 45,000 people along with me taking that test that day, the written test. My buddy and I, we both went down. He ended up getting on. He kept taking the test. I took it that one time. But he was younger than me, so he had a few more years. I aged out is what ended up happening. I got to the point where I aged out and I couldn't take the test anymore because they had an age restriction. But he was able to take it a couple more times. And he ended up getting on. He was down there for 17 years, and he got a really bad injury on his forearm and his wrist, required multiple surgeries, and then they injured him out of the job, so he couldn't be there anymore. And he hated the fact that he had to leave. Just one of those guys like myself that loved the job, Any tips to be a YouTuber? Yeah, get rid of your refrigerator. Some departments don't need an EMT license. Some do, some don't. See, in LA, they have their own paramedic rescue ambulance style trucks. Some cities and counties, their EMS is what a private ambulance company called AMR, and they're a national organization. They're huge. They're one of the biggest in the world as far as an ambulance company. Like in Massachusetts, for instance, like the city of Brockton, which is where Al Davis was born, they have their own fire department run by the city, but all the ambulances are run by AMR, but they're frontline 911 rescue. So like they go to car accidents, they go to everything. And those rescues, those ambulances are actually in the stations with the fire trucks and the firefighters. So the firefighters don't have to actually perform EMS frontline. They go and assist. Like if it's a heart attack, car accident, anything where they need more than just the two guys on the rescue, the engine company or the ladder company goes and assists them. So some cities don't have it. Like where I was in my town, the town ran the EMS service. The department was its own separate entity. We just handled fire calls, accidents. We would go on assist with the rescues, but we had to be an EMT. I always just went with the basic. I never went and did the cardiac and all that crap. I hated rescue. I hated doing rescue. Just put me on an engine company or a ladder company. I'm happy. Or the squad unit where we're handling all the accidents and all the specialty stuff. Yeah, fuck that. Become a smoke jumper. No, thank you. Alfredo planning to use his uniform on and off duty. Some places give you free coffee. Jeff, I don't think I ever told you this before. My 20-year-old at San Jose State to fly planes. He wants Cal Fire C-130s. Oh, he wants to do the water drops. That's pretty cool. Those guys are badass. Those guys are nuts. You ever seen how they fill some of those things, man? Because don't forget, a lot of those lakes or ponds that they get, they're on the other side of a hill, so the plane has to come up over the crest of a hill and kind of nosedive almost, and then kind of land in the water to scoop up. Those guys are crazy. Let's see, what's up, Darren? What's going on, man? One of my buddies is high up in the Cal Fire due to Set for Life. Yeah, some of those guys. If you guys know that guy, Raider Santa, he works for Cal Fire, I believe. So he's obviously extremely busy during brush fire season out there. Don't be a chef. Fourth at most, fifth in a player. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Fourth or fifth round in a player. As long as you can handle a firefighter schedule, it's really good money and good advancement opportunity. The schedule's easy. So, for the most part, they're either 24 on, 24 off, 24 on, 4 days off, or it's 48 on, 48 off, 48 back on, and then it's like 5 days off. I forget how that schedule works. Typical on the East Coast, it's usually you work 2 day shifts, 2 night shifts. So you work 4 days, 2 days, 2 nights, and then you get 4 days off. So, and a lot of guys, they have second jobs. A lot of firefighters on the East Coast, especially, they have a different profession on the side. A lot of them own their own construction company, carpentry, electricians, plumbers, you name it. They'll do just about anything and everything. Let's see. Yeah, it's been a while, Darren. Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate you being in here. We'll be buying 1, maybe 2 wins on the season. Yeah, if you bring him in, yeah. Yeah, there's reports that he walked off the field under his own power with the trainer. Unless anybody's seen anything recently, I don't know the extent of it. I haven't heard anything yet. Somebody in the chat earlier tonight did mention they heard possible dehydration. If it's dehydration, then I'm obviously not worried. But if it's something else, that we got to keep an eye on it. All I do know is after he walked off, they moved Kuntz up to taking Quiddy Pay's reps at the number 1 spot opposite of Max. So, so I mean, that's good for Kuntz. Gives him some opportunities out there with the ones also. So we'll see. Well, I'm really behind on the chat. Holy shit. I didn't think I was that far behind. Let's see. Glad I'll do good, Darren. Let's see. Buana, what's up, man? Welcome in. Thoughts on the Raiders line? Are they able to be 5 guys playing as one or individuals? I think Linderbaum was overpaid, but feds. I have faith in what the O-line has for possibility here this year. My biggest thing is I want to see how Glaze and JPJ rebound from last year's travesty with that coaching situation. Hold on. You're on No Huddle with Jeff. State your name and the team you rep.
Jeff, my good man.
Yeah.
You should know by now whose voice this is.
Where you been, man? I was waiting for you in the chat. I didn't even see you until.
I had a responsibility that I had to attend to, and then I realized, oh crap, I forgot that call. Jeff. And then I just happened to see that you were in your live. I was like, I better call. He's gonna wonder why I have not called yet. I was like, I better call. And
so what's going on, man?
Anyway,
you see that your Texans are still trying to work that contract for CJ Stroud, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm hearing. And I can't believe this. Actual football is going to be starting next week.
I know it, right? Think about it. Next Thursday is our first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
August 6th.
And then ours don't open up until I think the 14th, if I remember correctly.
Your first game?
I think we get Carolina.
I can't hear you. You're fading away. I don't know why.
I said I think we get Carolina.
I haven't even looked at the schedule since a few weeks ago. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick.
Because I think we get Carolina, the Chargers, and then I forget who else.
Let's see schedule.
Because we get 2 Thursday games and a Friday game.
Preseason week 1. All right, so you got the Chargers on August 13th.
Oh, we get the Chargers first.
In Houston.
Okay.
In Houston.
Yeah, like I said, we get 2 Thursday games and a Friday game.
Yeah. Oh,
and
wow.
Then,
Thursday, August 13th, the Raiders actually have a 8 p.m. TV game on ESPN.
Yeah, I'll probably, and you said that's on the 13th, right?
Yeah, 13th of August.
Yeah, I might,
week 2. Week 2, it's us, the Raiders at Houston. It's a Thursday night game, August 20th.
Oh, so we get y'all.
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
The ticket prices are like $10. That's the lowest right now. Tickets as low as $10 for that game.
And then we get and then I believe we finish up the preseason on the road with the Friday game, which would be the Friday.
August.
That would be the. That's,
you go August 28th. It's a Friday. Houston at Carolina.
Oh, so we have the Chargers first. Then we play y'all.
Yep.
And then we go to Carolina.
Then Carolina.
I know we played Carolina. I just had it in the wrong spot. But anyway, I didn't know if you covered it, but Tony Romo got put on leave.
Yeah, that was the first story I brought up because I saw it just before I went on, so I kind of threw that one together real quick. Yeah, they're replacing him with J.J. Watt.
Oh, all right. But this weekend's gonna be pretty long for me because Sunday I got a wedding to attend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of my friends that I went to school with, she's gonna be getting married on Sunday, and they invited me to go.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be. It's supposed to be after the service on Sunday, so it's gonna be a long one.
I don't know if you're moving your phone away, but you keep fading out.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can. Yeah, there you are.
But anyway, Sunday's going to be a bit of a long one for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, my man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, Kenneth.
All right, man.
You have a good weekend, brother. You take care. What's up, Likey? I see you in there. What's up? Yeah, Buana, I love the Mike Washington Jr. pick too. I'm expecting to see a lot from him this year. It would be nice. It'd be different. I think if he came back, it would be. Let's see. What's up, Lucky? I see you, brother. What's going on, man? Welcome in. Let's see. 1 hour of tape on Romo. The best part was when he said, "Did I pass?" and the cop said, "Turn around." I think it's funny, but I don't feel bad for him. It's just all a stupid fall. I mean, what the hell? How dumb do you have to be? I mean, come on. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, again, don't forget phone lines are open, folks. I'm going to do this, though. I'm going to do a little something for the peeps that are in here. I'm going to do a little little give back here, I think, to everybody. Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted to do. Damn it. Used the wrong one. But I'm going to gift out 20 memberships right now. So Alfredo just got one. Ricky Bears just got one. Let's see. Leo got one. Q got one. Silver and Fax got one. Well, it's Tyler A. Desona, Nico Harrison, Holly Loftus, Ricky Beers, Francis the Sith. So I just gifted out 20. So we got 20 new members here in the 401 Rated Jeff Brigade, 401 Brigade, getting bigger. Coaches cheating on wives and getting into DUI crashes, 2026 is hell yeah. I guess there was also something that I saw came up too with Shanahan. Did he have some of his duties reduced or something, they said? What was that? I got to find that. I don't know what that, it was something to do with that car accident, I think it said. Trying to find. Hang on, I got to find this because I know I saw it. Shit. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Kyle Shanahan began camp with reduced duties following a July 14th accident. Jeff, if you gift subs, yeah, I have to pay for them. I wish I could get them out for free. That'd be easy. Was he? I don't know. I don't know the full content of the accident. I don't know if there was injuries or if it was DUI involved. I'm not 100% positive on that. So he crossed the medium and didn't. It could be a texting thing. Could have been reaching for something. There's so many different things that could happen when your car drifts. The reason they kept that out of the news for a while. Yeah. Felt bad that I wasn't already subscribed, but then I noticed Cheeto wasn't either, so I'm good. Yeah, right. And I've been on Leo since he became freaking monetized over a year and a half now, bastard. Fuck. Let's see. Yeah, I did. You would think it would be a bigger issue if it was, but I'm not even a $14 Bible could save these guys. You were said to be reaching for something. Oh, there you go. Okay, I'm surprised the coach hasn't gotten caught with a lot lizard yet. No, give it time. Do you consider Vrabel possibly? What I hear, he dropped his phone and was picking up when he crashed. Now he most likely was on the phone at the time, but they didn't say. Okay. Sanford made a wrong statement. The organization handled it wrong, I heard last. All I know is that's what I saw the report said. Said that his duties had been reduced. What that entails, I don't know. Hands-free laws in California. Yeah, true. Dropped his phone doing football work. Seen he does look like a lot. Yeah, see? A lot lizard-esque. Yeah, definitely. So, I think, what are we at here? We're at an hour and a half, 2 hours now. You want him to take rides if he wants to work while driving. Okay. There you go. So, but, yeah, so we're counting down the days here. We're, let me get the exact number. I forget exactly where I'm at here. How many days until? I think it's 40. I think I'm at 40. Yeah, it's 40. Yeah. 40 days to go. 40 days and I'll be in Vegas. So, I can't wait. I cannot wait. 43 days from now, I'll be on Fremont Street at the Friday night party. So, I don't know anybody that's in here. That I know Jay's coming from Just Raised Baby. I know he's going to be in Vegas week 1. Leo's going to be there. Nate lives there. 805 is going to be there. I think Sophia's coming out. I don't know if Chris from Protect the Shield's coming out. I think D Menace is supposed to be out there. Travis is going to be out there. I know some of the, like, hopefully I get to meet the guys that don't come out that live in LA. Get to see you guys when I get to LA, because I'm staying in Vegas until Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, I'm flying from Vegas to LA. I'll be in LA at 2:00 on Tuesday, the 15th. I'm going to be staying at the Anthem Hotel, which is right across the street from SoFi. It's actually the Intuit Dome's right behind the hotel. I'm gonna not about the. I'm going to be doing all the Black Hole events. So that's the Friday night at Fremont Street Experience, then the Troy Bar right after that, which is right there, and then Saturday night. Saturday during the day, I'm going to the TNBC breakfast, and then immediately following that is the poker tournament that they're doing. So I will be at that. I know Lincoln Kennedy's going to be there. There's going to be a few other alumni at that also. And then Saturday night is the Saturday night party at the Palms at the pool with Warren G and Too Short performing. So I've already got a cabana in my name. I already got 10 people, including myself, part of that 10 that are going to be in there. But yeah, if anybody's going to be in Vegas, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Drop me a message on, even if you don't have any of those, put it in the comments after this show. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I can't wait. Yeah, 5 weeks. I can't wait. I've been to Vegas before, but not obviously since the Raiders have been there. Last time I was in Vegas was 1985, so a long time ago. Majority of the buildings I saw in 85 aren't even there anymore. They're all gone. Most of them have been demolished. But for me, the big thing is getting to see the Raiders play at home. And this is the first time I'm ever getting to see the Raiders play in their black jerseys. I've always seen them in their white jerseys because I've only seen them on the East Coast. I've been to Buffalo, been to Philly, been to New York twice, seen them numerous times at Gillette. So this is great. Oh, you're welcome, Jasona. This is going to be an experience for me. I know I'm probably going to tear up when I first walk in there because it's going to be something I'd never experienced before. I've been to my first Raiders game. That's been there, done that. But first home game, never saw them in LA or Oakland. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal for me. That's why I'm taking this all in. I'm trying to do as much as I can in that short time frame that I'm going to be there. And that's why I decided I was initially going to fly home on Monday, but then I decided to extend the trip and go for the following week to week 2, go out to LA. I'm not even going into the Chargers game. I'm just going to go to LA, hang out for the week, go to the tailgates, the Saturday night parties. The watch party is going to be right at the hotel I'm staying at. The tailgate's going to be at the hotel I'm staying at. The Saturday night party is going to be at the hotel I'm staying at. It's going to be pool parties all the way around. I'll be able to be in the pool and watch the game, especially if it's going to be hot out. That'll make a big difference. So I just knew. I just minimized. No, I didn't. So going to be lip syncing. Let's see. Are you thinking about going to what, Ricky? To the Vegas game or the LA one? Let's see. at the game. How many days? So I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. So I am bringing my laptop. I'm bringing all my shit with me. So I'm going to have everything. Because I'm going to either try and edit videos or I'm going to send it back to a buddy of mine that's going to start editing shit ahead of time for me. But I want to go live as much as possible. I really want to capture my reaction to stuff, for the first time. I actually bought a chest harness to wear that I can mount my phone on so I can walk around hands-free, have the phone here. And so basically I'll be wearing the phone like this on my chest, and I'll be able to just lean it back and I'll be able to read the chat and shit. So I'm going to try and go live as much as I can. I've got a bunch of my battery backups. I've gotten everything that I need. Bought all the special adapters to hook the phone into it. I'm going prepared. Trust me. Bringing my selfie stick, my gimbal, all that shit. That's why I went and bought a new backpack. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. I bought a brand new backpack, a Raiders one, but it's a laptop backpack. So it's got all the padding in it and everything, all the different compartments. So that's my carry-on. I'm going to have that with me. So I'll have all my battery stuff, and all my necessary expensive equipment. Let's see. Every time we're going to Legion, we've lost and spend like $2,000. Yeah, see, I'm not spending that kind of money. Jeff is going to be lip syncing. Low the whistle. 2 iced coffees in his head. Well, from what I've been told, there's a Dunkin' Donuts right next door to the Golden Nugget, which is where I'm staying in Vegas. So as people go to a bar and hang out, I'll be hanging out at the Dunkin' Donuts. So my game plan already is when I get to the hotel, I'm going to check in, put my shit down in the room. I'm going to go down to that Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going to grab, if I've got a fridge in my room, I'm going to grab like 3 or 4 large iced coffees, and I'm going to put them in the fridge in the room. So I will always have an iced coffee no matter where I am, what time of day. I'll always have one in the room. So I won't have to worry about it. I'm going to just constantly just rotate them through as time goes on. Oh, Vegas maybe both. Yeah, if you're going, man, let me know for sure. I'm just so excited to meet a lot of these guys, a lot of you guys. Except for Bueno. I don't know if I want to meet him in person. I was kind of hoping Sacktown was going to be able to come down for it, but he's got his wedding anniversary that weekend, so he's got a whole thing set up for his wife. Bring a chest on it so I can carry a 12 around. It's in the Detroit, Chicago, Cincy, St. Croix. What? LA Coliseum in Oakland. Funny thing is, I've been to Pittsburgh, but not for a game. I was there for the draft this past year, and we went inside AccuSure Stadium. We sat in the stadium for round 2. Those seats suck. If I ever went to a game there, I know automatically I'm going to sit up in the higher level because their bench seats up there. I'm not sitting. My hips, my ass was killing me from being squeezed inside that seat for so long. Oh man, that was painful. Let's see. Yeah, I have to. That's on my list for sure. I got to hear I got to see what the hype is. Yeah, that's one of the things I like about the Golden Nugget. Jeff's gonna run a tab at Dunkin'. Yeah, pretty much. I wish I could join you, keep each other honest for a week. Yeah, right. Coffee and donuts. I knew I liked you, Jeff, for a good reason. What's up, Dixon? What's going on, brother? He's singing I Keep Forgetting from Michael McDonald. Oh, God. I guess the other actual is that's right. I forgot. Afakasi is going to be there. He's going to be in Vegas and he'll be in LA. So I mean that had a lot to do with it too. If I was able to get out there and see someone like him, and Raider Ben's going to be down there, you get to meet Ben in person. Aunt Six, these guys that I interact with on a regular basis. I've met Nate before when he came out here, but hanging with Nate's going to be great again, and get to see Callista again too. She's a sweetheart. Leo. I was going to see Leo no matter what this season because he's coming out to New York for the Jets game, so I'll be there for that game. But now I get to see him even early, and I'm actually going to get to hang. I'm going to be hanging with Leo pretty much the whole time in LA. So when he gets off of work, we're going to be doing things. So keep an eye out for videos from us because I'm sure we're going to have some funny ass fucking moments. That's a given. That I can put money on that shit. Because I see how we are when we're on air together and in chats talking. I can only imagine what the two of us are going to be like together driving around. It's going to be comedy gold. Yeah, they're letting Afakasi back in. I don't think you're going to see him stay as long as he did last year, but let's see. Yeah, back in the country. Oh, what's up, Money Chuck? Jeff, try Pin Box Donuts inside the plaza close to you on Fremont. They're good also. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. See, I don't go to Dunkin' for the donuts. I go there for the coffee. But if there's like a gourmet donut place around, yeah, my fat ass is going to be trying that for sure. Dixon, I needed a break from you all. Smart guy. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it. Been on for 2 hours. Afakasi will be on Fremont Street scouting the town. Oh, I'm sure he will be. I fucking put money on that shit. Without a doubt. Man, we got 29 strong in here with us tonight. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been hanging in here for 2 hours. Listen to me jibber jabber, talking football itself in general, not necessarily just Raiders, which I applaud you guys for sticking out through the whole show, especially when I don't even bring up Raiders stuff right away. Try the hooked on back page. What's your favorite donut? I'm a big apple fritter guy. Or maybe I'm big because of apple fritters. See, in all honesty, my favorite, I like lemon. So like they don't make them anymore. Dunkin' Donuts used to have the lemon filled, like the Boston cream ones. I love the lemon ones. Those are my favorite. But again, they stopped making those. They don't have them as an option anymore. So it's like fuck. Blueberry cake's good. The French crawlers are awesome. I don't know how. I know Dunkin' Donuts is obviously started here on the East Coast. I don't know when it made its way out west, but years ago they used to have these things called bow ties. It's the same consistency of the honey glazed donuts, the real soft ones that like you bite into and it just melts in your mouth, and it looked like a knot. It had two big round ends and then it twisted in the middle. Those were I could eat like 3 or 4 of those with no problem. Now it's the coffee rolls, the plain coffee rolls. Oh. Yeah, I love lemon. Like lemon squares, shit like that. I love that stuff. Lemon-O's, remember the cookies like it's like an Oreo type of thing, but they're filled with the lemon cream instead. Oh, Lemon-O's, those are the best. I love those. It was great because when we would have a fire, the canteen used to come and they would bring, you would be able to get water, coffee, snacks. They used to bring Lemon-O's, and when I would go up and I would grab like 4 of them and stick them in my bunker pants. Even if I didn't eat them then, I brought them back to the station. I'd snack on them later on while we were sitting around. Lemon cakes? No. Then good. Then leave. Bueno. Get out of here. Take your refrigerator and go. International Laundry Boy Pathway Program. What's the difference between lemon and key lime? I have no idea. All I know is I like lemon. That's it. Why you call cinnamon roll donuts coffee rolls too? Must be East Coast thing. Well, that's the coffee rolls. That's what they call them out here. I mean, you can still get a cinnamon roll, obviously, but they're coffee rolls out here. Well, some have chocolate on it. Some have maple frosted. The maple frosted are good, but man, they are super sweet. That frosting is extremely sweet. Oh, I most certainly can kick you out. See? Oh shit! I gotta undo it. Oh fuck! Oh, I booted his ass. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, I can't. There it is. What does he say? How awesome would it be to work for them? Work for who? Dunkin' Donuts? My dad loves lemon on everything. Is that what '60s babies grew up on? No, because my mother hates lemon. My mother absolutely despises lemon. He'll be back. I moved it to like 10 seconds. I have to order a coffee roll to get a cinnamon roll. It's a Cali thing to call it cinnamon roll. Oh, really? Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay. I told you, Bono. Don't mess with me. I love you. You know that. It's all in fun. Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't me. Fridge did that. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I think he jumped. I think we jumped the shark. Deed is done. That's it. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody being in here with me tonight and sitting through all this. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to all my moderators for doing what you do. And just everybody in the chat for just adding to the show tonight. You guys had some great points, great takes on stuff. I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody that gave a super chat. Appreciate you. Without you guys, we can't keep doing what we do when we do this stuff. So remember that, super chats and memberships. My memberships start at 99 cents. So 99 cents a month. That's nothing. It's less than a cup of coffee. So schedule for the week. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow night I will be back on. What's up, Frank? What's going on, man? Tomorrow night I will be on with Jason Downs, Raider Nation Voices. We'll be back tomorrow where we talk all Raiders, and the phone lines will be open. So we will be taking phone calls tomorrow night. Just keep in mind, if you do call in, Jason can hear you, but you won't be able to hear him. So we're still working on trying to come up with a way to circumvent that, basically, and that's the problem. But we can still hear you. So if you have a question specific for Jason that you want to call in and give him the question, but if you want to hear his response, you'll have to hang up and then jump back into the chat so you can hear what he has to say. Other than that, you won't hear him. And you can't be on the phone and be listening to the show at the same time because it creates feedback and it's just a horrible experience. So we will be on tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. I will be back on Tuesday night with Leo, with Will, and Nate for the Most Notorious podcast on Tuesday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific. And Nate and I will be on Thursday night, Raider Nation Voices. Not Raider Nation Voices, I'm sorry. No, actually, he's got something coming up next week. We won't be on Thursday night. That's right. We're not going to be on Thursday night. Nate's got something going on. He's got people staying over at his house, family members and such, because he's going to the training camp on Friday. So, yeah, so Nate and I will not be on Thursday. So just remember that. I forgot about that. We did talk about that after the show last night in the chat. Let's see. See you, Ricky. Everybody have a great weekend. Again, I'll be back on tomorrow night. And we'll have some fun tomorrow night with Jason again. It's been a while since the two of us have been on. What is it, Jason? Go to your house. Jason, go to my house? Who's doing post games around here? I know post games during the regular season. Jason and Donuts Duncan, they're going to be doing their Sunday afternoon show after the games. They're going to be doing. They're going to be doing that. I may jump on with them here and there during the season, depending on when I get home from the game, because I got an hour and a half drive after the game, and I don't want to do it from the car. It's too noisy. Shout out to Anthony, the Predator, with a gifted member on my channel. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. So folks, like I said, don't forget, the super chats, those help a lot. The membership gifting, or just being a member yourself. Again, they start at 99 cents. I know I need to start doing some more member only type stuff, which could end up happening while I'm in Vegas and in LA. May do some members only type of stuff. But yeah, so again, I'll talk to you all later. And as I always say, stay safe and go Raiders.